Hey, I'm Jay Gregg, and we're in Henderson County, North Carolina. We're going trout fishing on the Green River with Curtis Wright Outfitters. Our guest today will be Nucor Charlotte. Stay tuned, it's coming up next.
South Carolina Outdoors with Jay Gregg.
He's got him. Look at that.
There you
That's
go.
a fish.
Good job.
That's
good
a
job.
fish.
Nice fish. Yep.
I'm gonna slip over there and take a look at this.
What you gonna do? Just kind of hold where you're at over there, and just kind of work them down here, and just try to keep that.
We're out
tip
here. We
right
got
on
our
top of my
Dan
head.
waders on. Might should have wore some chest waders. Man, that's beautiful.
Pretty little fish. Yeah, it is.
Josh, what is that?
This is a rainbow trout.
Rainbow?
A real rainbow trout off a dry fly. Don't get too much better than that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty healthy.
Nice.
Good healthy rainbow trout.
Yep. Stout little guy.
Yeah, sure is.
Feels pretty stout when you get a hook on it.
They don't like the hooks whatsoever. Quit your flopping, buddy.
Dancing in there.
He
Yeah.
nailed it too, didn't he?
Oh, he there was no question about it. When he wanted it, he wanted it. Oh, he's still wrapped up a little bit.
There we go.
And what we'll do is get a little bit of dry.
Josh, is there a limit on those fish? Or
There is. North Carolina has a limit on the fish. It's 7 in a day of fishing.
okay.
But this water, with it being managed, we do not allow any kind of keeping whatsoever.
Okay.
We keep the fish in the river so that way we can come back out here and play with them day in, day out.
Catch on tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Some of these fish have names nowadays. So, let me see that fly and I'll get you dried out and let's see if we can't get another one.
Hey, joining me now is Josh Garris. Josh, man, I appreciate y'all having us out to fish today. What a beautiful morning.
It really is. You know, we're really lucky in this area to be surrounded by so many places just like this. It's a gorgeous day, beautiful weather, little color in the trees. You know, you couldn't ask for a better day or place to spend it. So.
Well, we sure appreciate you letting us bring the Nucor guys. They're already having a ball, and they know what they're doing for the most part. This is all brand new to me. I've done it one time before. Tell us a little bit about the rig we got here.
Sure. Well, one of the big difference between fly fishing and spin fishing or any other kinds of fishing is how we cast. The way that the rod is set up is we don't necessarily add a lot of weight to our line. Our lures and our flies don't necessarily have a lot of weight. It's actually the line that does the casting for us. What we're fishing with, what we've got set up to fish here right now, is we've got a little 2-fly rig that actually both of them sit up underneath the water. One is a little small yellow egg pattern, and then we've got a little even smaller red midge pattern.
And there's hooks in that?
There are hooks. Not
Wow.
easily seen, but there are hooks in there. This time of year, when we're dealing with kind of some of the low water levels that we've been dealing with for probably the past 2 months, that's what these fish really starting to key in on, is those little bitty things. They're in abundance in the rivers. They see them all day long, so they feel comfortable to eat them. So unfortunately, we have to imitate them.
That's right. Well, you've showed them to me. They're floating around everywhere. I don't know if the camera can pick them up, but there's some over here. So that's what that is.
That's right. This is the more or less the adolescent stage of the ones that we see flying around. Before they become an adult, they live a year more or less underneath the water, and then they become an adult. And so this is the more or less adolescent stage of the bug itself. So
Good and tender.
absolutely, absolutely. Can't fly away from them, so they like it. They like them when they're in that stage.
Now, are these fish just out in the middle, or they're kind of everywhere?
Well, there's a lot of structure in these rivers, and that's what the fish really like to spend time around.
Around the rocks?
Round rocks, anything that breaks current and makes them not have to work as hard.
Right.
You know, I compare trout to me a lot of times. You know, anytime I can sit around the house and have somebody bring me dinner, that's just good for me.
I wouldn't know about that. I work all the time.
Yeah, me too. It's hard to convince people that this is work, but you know, that's the fish really just, they like to hang out and they like the food to come down to them. They not like to not have to work to get the food as much. So if they can sit behind a rock or down in a trough, they're not having to fight that current constantly. And Mother Nature and the way the current and the river, it's bringing food to them constantly. So they can jump out and grab food when they want it. Otherwise, they can just sit back and relax and watch the football game.
Take it easy.
That's right. That's right.
Well, get it out there and let's see.
Okay.
I'll watch you and
Sure.
to begin with, because I promise you this, I will get stuck in one of these trees.
Well, and I tell people all the time, I say, you know, if you don't catch a tree every once in a while, you're not fishing hard enough. Right. It's just that simple. A lot of the places that the trout do
well,
like
I'm a hard fisherman.
Then. These trout, they really like to hang up, like we were talking about a minute ago, up under cover. Right. And a lot of times that cover just happens to be up under trees as well too. So a lot of what we do in Western North Carolina fly fishing is we do what's called a roll cast. It's not necessarily like you've seen in a river runs through it with 20, 30 feet of line out flying through the air. We do that here. We have 20, 30 feet of line in the trees.
Right.
So we have a couple other casts that are a little bit more adept to fishing in here on our small mountain streams.
Josh, tell us what we're trying to do here.
All right, what we're doing here, there's a kind of right around this corner right through here, there's a deep trough section like we were talking about earlier. There's the fish like to sit down in there and not have to work as hard.
It looks fishy over there.
Yeah, it does. A little bit slower moving water. There's a little bit more rocks and some debris on the ground, gives them a little bit more cover to hang out into, and a little bit of an undercut bank, as you can kind of see over there as well too. But what we're going to do is just really try to go up here, kind of ease our way across the river and cast back at this bank and run it down through there nice and slow and see if we can't get somebody to come play.
Can these fish see us? I mean,
they can. Where we're in right now is we're kind of in a shadow, and that area down there is a sunny spot.
because we're kind of looking for them too, aren't we?
We are. And a lot of times when you're looking for fish, it's people come out and want to see a fish in the water. The way you should really approach it is not necessarily looking for fish in particular, but you look for movement. Whenever you see the movement, then you know that there's something there and you can kind of start to pick out the fish. But if you just go out looking for a fish, 9 times out of 10, you're just not going to see anything.
You just tell me where I need to go.
You're fine. And what we'll do is, like I said, this little rock jetty pointing out, we'll kind of walk over there and we'll cast back over to this bank and let it run right in front of this tree and see if we can't get somebody to come up and dance for a little while. Nobody told him he was a little guy.
Yeah, there's a whole mess of them behind him. Look at that, isn't that beautiful?
Let's see if we can get him over here.
Yes, sir. Hey, he's as small as I thought.
You don't want to go.
You don't want to go in your
though.
net either. Wow, look at that. Tell me, is he native here or?
This is a stock trout. The only native fish that we have in this area is the brook trout, which is actually not even a trout altogether. It's just it's a salmonoid, but it's gotten placed in that grouping with the trout. But it is the only native salmonoid to this area. Rainbows are originally from California, and back in the day, when the loggers first came in and cleared out all the trees, it really hurt the fishery. It killed a lot of the wild native fish off, and so what they did was they still wanted to fish, so they decided to put these fish that they were used to seeing, these rainbow trout, put them in the river in place of the brook trout. A little bit more resilient of a fish, can stand a little bit warmer temperatures than say the brook trout can, and they really like to flop.
Yeah, he don't want you to hold him, does he?
He does.
Are the mouths real soft?
They are.
God, what a beautiful fish. Look at that pink in there.
They are.
And I mean, that's a little teeny hook you've got.
It is. I mean, it's the size I'm fishing with is, I caught this fish off as a size 18, which is not too much bigger than the tip of a pencil. Pretty darn small.
Now, is he an average size?
He is. He's probably about maybe a little bit smaller than average size. Typically in here, 12, 14 is pretty average, with some fish up into the 20s plus as well. But you know, like we saw, the great hard fighting fish, no matter what
Yeah,
the
he was
size.
jumping all around. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he actually calmed down a little bit and let us hold him for a little bit, but it just, you know, real eager fish to jump around, and once they get that hook in the mouth, they don't like it a bit, so they want to get it gone.
And once again, all your fish in here, y'all are letting loose, right?
We do. It's a nice option for us to have to come to, and we want to keep it that way and try to improve it as much as possible. So a lot of times we're coming through working on and developing some of the land or the water features, you know, some structures and things like that.
Right.
But it just really gives us a good opportunity to keep some fish in here and know we have a place that we can go fish and always have some fish to try to catch. So
Beautiful.
really gorgeous fish, and very eager and willing to dance. So
Let's turn him loose and go get us another one. We're going to get your brother.
send Big Brother this way.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be doing some more fly fishing with Curtis Wright Outfitters in North Carolina. With me now is Jeff Braun of Nucor. Jeff, man, I'm so glad you got to come with us today.
Well, thank you, Jay. We had a great time out here today already. Still got some more daylight left.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll snare a few more of these healthy little trout in here, huh?
Well, I tell you, man, you don't know how much I appreciate Nucor being a part of our show for so many years, and what a great relationship we've got.
Well, we appreciate you making us part of your team, and teamwork's a big part of Nucor. We have a team of folks in the Carolinas here that we're real proud of, across the nation as well. This recession has been hard on the United States in general and on the steel industry, but we've managed to keep our team together. We've had our 20,000+ people strong are still with us, and we're taking care of them, and we're planning to grow.
Man, that is great. Tell us what you got some big plans coming up.
That's correct, Jay. Down in Louisiana, we've just got permits this year to build our biggest plant ever. And over the next couple of years, we'll build that out and make more jobs in the U.S. Thousands of jobs down there. We're excited about that.
And that's in Louisiana?
Yeah, that'll be in St. James Parish, Louisiana, about dead center between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, down on the Mississippi River.
Wow, that is just great. That's good to hear in these times. You're right. You're exactly right. Tell us a little bit about fly fishing. We've been watching you up there, and you know what you're doing. Of course, we've been down here talking about how I can't fly fish, but you look like you knew what you were doing.
Well, you weren't doing so bad, but I fly fished for several years, and had the opportunity to travel some around the United States and Alaska, fish for some saltwater and freshwater fish. So it's been an opportunity that I've taken advantage of and love to do it. So for probably about 15 years now, I've done various trips. This will be one of my favorites right here. This is beautiful.
Well, I tell you, Curtis Wright has done us right, haven't he?
Yeah, Curtis Wright knows what they're doing. They have
And
it.
Josh has been a great guide. I can't tell y'all at home how much fun we've had today. I mean, it's been a really good time.
Yes, wonderful people, wonderful place, good food, and just a wonderful setting.
I know, we just had us a picnic. I couldn't tell you last time I've had a picnic. That was nice, out of the trunk of the car.
Yeah, we were tailgating up here in the beautiful mountain country up here in the Carolinas.
I just thought I had a fish. That was a leaf.
Yeah.
Hey, this is me fishing.
No, folks, don't let him fool you. He's been pulling them out of the water.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our show today. I'd like to thank Curtis Wright Outfitters and Josh for bringing us out here and taking us fishing. We had a great day, caught a ton of fish, but I still haven't learned how to fly fish. And we're going to keep right on fly fishing until dark. Until next week, get out and enjoy your Carolina outdoors.